Okay guys, so first we're starting out with chapter 0. In this chapter, we discuss the different kinds of numbers, operations with polynomials and rational expressions, and how to simplify exponents and radicals. So, in example problem 1, we're dividing complex numbers. Complex numbers involve imaginary units. An imaginary unit is written using the lowercase letter I, and is written as I equals the square root of -1. So our instruction for this problem is to, write the equation to the right involving complex numbers in standard form. Our equation is 3 plus I over 1 minus 4I. So our first step is to multiply the complex conjugate 1 plus 4I to the numerator and denominator. Use the FOIL method, which is first, outer, inner, last, to multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. So basically, to multiply, okay, I apologize that a phone rang in the middle of that. It's really hard to video in my house without something going off. So, as I was saying, we do 3 plus I over 1 minus 4I, and we multiply by the conjugate 1 plus 4I by using the FOIL method, first, inner, outer, last. This is the multiplication of the two numerators right here. So we have 3 plus I times 1 plus 4I, which would equal 3 plus 12I plus I plus 4I squared, and then we get 4I squared plus 13I plus 3 as that answer. And then we have the multiplication of the two denominators, 1 minus 4I plus 1 plus 4I, and we get 1 plus 4I minus 4I minus 16I squared, and that equals 1 minus 16I squared because the 4i's cancel out. So then we put the solutions received from the multiplications in one large fraction involving the numerator and denominator. So I put the solution I got from the numerator over here. 4I squared plus 13I plus 3, and the solution I got from the denominator, 1 minus 16I squared, into one large fraction. So we end up with 4I squared plus 13I plus 3 over 1 minus 16I squared. Alright. Okay, give me 1 second to get to the next screen. Okay, so then we put -1 in for I squared. So over here I did that. So we had a 4I squared earlier, so we're putting a -1 in there, and we had a -16I squared earlier, so we're putting a -1. So we're just multiplying them by -1. So we end up with -4 plus 13I plus 3 over 1 plus 16. Then we just simplify. So that would simplify to 13I minus 1, and then 17 in the denominator. And then finally we write it in standard form. Standard form is always real number plus imaginary number. So you want the i's to go after the regular fraction. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to split this fraction right here in half. So it's just going to be, and put the real number first. So -1 over 17 plus 13I over 17. And that right there would be our final answer. I hope that was helpful.